Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sam, and I am one of the Power BI enthusiasts just like you. Well, Power BI has given us the functionality that how can we work with data and to understand the data very much. My mission or my work is to understand the IELTS test data. IELTS, which is International English Language Testing System, has apparently taken over the world, as you can see from this picture. Except Greenland and Africa, it has taken the whole world into its own data sector. And it has basically generated $3.5 trillion to the whole world each quarter, from each day, each week, each month, for throughout the year. The problem is it has only two different subsidiaries, which is British Council and IDP Australia, and both these partners are making money under our very nose. But how can I know this data, or what is this data or this test is all about? Well, I have actually browsed their website, which is IELTS Test Taker Performance, and you can see that it is there actually giving up this many features where they have divided this test into academic and general training test takers. Academic, which is for the university applications. General training is for the immigration purposes. Furthermore, they have devised into listening, reading, writing, and speaking for two different genders, such as female and male. Now, this test has been taken by many citizens of the respective countries, such as Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Italy, Kuwait, nearby Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Spain, and so on and so forth. But none of them actually given us the problem a candidate has to go through whenever he appears for this test. If I just use my PowerPoint presentation, I have taken this data and devised this model into data source, and then I have used the query editor and using the calculations. Thereafter, I have understood the candidate's pain in this test. Well, if the test is 2 hours and 30 minutes, and for what? For listening, reading, writing, and speaking, all four parts of all four modules will be actually tested by IELTS with the candidate's hard work, with their patience or perseverance, and sharpen the axe. But the ordeal doesn't stop in here. The problem number one is that the candidate actually goes through the mental problem. It has to go rigorous hard work, time consuming, money wastage, because it has $290 per test has to be given, and the important aspects are definitely which is completely out in this test. It leads to loss in work hours, intensity on fear, money expenditure increases, and small group of people get benefit. Furthermore, down the line, it actually extra cost on human mental stamina. The pockets get empty, stopping other interventions, such as you cannot work with your health, with your fitness, your body gave up, and then your friends, your family, and most important, the time is actually gets away with this kind of test. Now, if how can I use this part? Well, I have taken Power BI as my model. So I have taken this data from the IELTS, where I have done some previous calculations, and likewise I'll continue with this next calculations as such for using my measures. So I will simply use a new measure, which is basically on count and calculating function. So my first measure will be on the frequent countries which are appearing for this test. So what I will use is, I will simply write GT general training first, frequent countries appearing for this test, and I need to sort it out that which are those countries and how can they get a less amount of time, or they can save their money using the calculate function. And then I can use the count A for this type of purpose. Academic first language, I'll take the listening again as my main part, which is always my favorite, and then I will move on to the next one. Is basically I will use a limit that I will accept everything all except I will work upon the general training first language, means its counterpart, the first language counterpart is a general training first language. So I will take the general training first language as the main part. So I will take the general training first language, GT first language as the main part, and I will use also their general training first language listening, but I will use a function which is all except, that I will actually allow everything all except I will use the general training first language as the main part, so that I can get much more visualization that which one actually works perfectly. So I have this measure ready. So my general training first language is giving me for the frequent countries, and another measure which is actually I will use in here is basically the count function for the number of countries who are actually participating in it. So I will use the countries using the count function as simple. I'll use the count function, and in this count function I will take the academic first language as the listening, but I will this time I'll definitely look for the reading part, because it's enough I'm working with this listening. So let's work with this reading part, and this with the help of this I can understand that the countries which are actually taking the reading as the main function part. So I have my full measures ready in here that can enough give me an insight into this data, which I will be giving in my next video. If you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel in the YouTube, and do give a like and comment below. Thank you and have a nice day.